Okay, so today we're going to be talking to one of our Gen Z debaters for the Generations Debate, and with him, it's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
Are you prepared for this conversation?
Not really.
No? I don't know. I think the reputation of Gen Z is not being prepared, sort of living up to it. How are you feeling?
I'm getting there slowly. Who's up?
Breathe. Prime your chakras. Introducing our Gen Z debater, with whom it's not that deep, Raja Suresh. Why does men's mental health matter to you?
I think it matters to me because the impact is never into one person. It's gonna manifest in different forms like anger, withdrawal, burnout, and all other things. And it doesn't just affect that individual, it's gonna affect family, relationships.
It ripples out.
It ripples out to the whole community. So it is a community problem. So I think that is why I think it matters to me the most.
How do you see the Gen Z boys or men deal with mental health currently?
I think there's a gap between comprehension and expression. I think we're able to articulate what's happening to us, as in that conversation has already started, as to we know the vocabulary, we have the vocabulary to express what is happening, but that expression part or the action part, that is something that is still lacking.
Tell me, where did Gen Zs get the vocabulary? What
social media, I feel like social media has given us it started the conversation definitely, so like we know the words.
Right.
We know what happens. I think that turning into action is something Gen Z is still working on.
How do you think people, all the men around you, and this could be your family, your friends, whatever, how do you think they deal with their mental health?
There is definitely stigma around it. The conversation starter is definitely much easier in the Gen Z side than in the millennial side. I feel like it becomes a hero's journey kind of a thing. Like it is treated as an achievement. It is treated as a
millennials.
I think in general, as in like mental health across is treated as this achievement or like something, a goal that you must attain. But in reality, it's like doing laundry. It's not that deep. It's just work. Like you just have to. It's just a small process that you have to go through. Then you're good. Like it's not a journey. It's not something that deep that I've attained peace, or like no, it's not that something that's so. It's not that deep. Yeah.
Do you think our previous generation, millennials, have given men? Do you think millennial men have given Gen Z men a blueprint on how to do mental health?
There is definitely conversation started. I think from the previous generation before millennials, we've definitely started talking about it more. Right. And I think Gen Z also has grown up more in an environment where it's normal to talk about it. Like things like therapy and all of those things are something people are very open about nowadays. So which is definitely a step forward in the right direction. But I think there is definitely more work to do in terms of mental health and
for millennials.
Both, I think. I don't think anyone's doing that great, and definitely it's worse in the Gen Z side comparatively because of bifurcation.
Oh well, in that sense.
In that sense, it's definitely yes.
But in terms of how they deal with mental health,
yeah.
Gen Z
I think
worse?
No. In terms of, we are more open to those conversations. Right. In that way, it's definitely good. But the action or the polarization is something that's a different problem.
So we have a language framework, but we don't have implementation framework.
Yeah, definitely.
That makes sense. Cool. So we're going to do a lot more of this. We'll have Gen Zs against millennials, having a conversation around men's mental health from a generational perspective on April 26th in Bangalore. And Raja will be there. I will be there. The whole crew will be there. You will be there too. Bye.
See you soon.